there's coverage, and then there's Bovalus Vista Once SQ, the most comprehensive respiratory vaccine covering more causes of BRD, including these two. No other vaccine covers both. So for more coverage, make it Bovalus Vista Once SQ.
Well, as we kick off our market show here in the Berkshire class, I think the one that wins does so pretty handily. When we talk about market hog ESTs, that one's got a big rolled up back, get in behind him. That one's on the edges, but man, that one's so stout, so powerful. I think that one balances better from the side, especially out through his hip, than the one in second. One in second, young lady's getting everything she can out of this thing. I need to square that one up from his pin set all the way down to his hock, not as busted open as he step in right behind him as our class winner. But I think that one's got a bright future down the road. One coming out here in three, long in terms of his body, long in terms of his step. I think that one's got awesome shape up high. That one needs to be squared up when I step in right behind him. Wants to plant on the outside of his hoof wall is just a little too much than what we term ideal. That's a nice pig in his own right. One coming out next, I like his build, like his look. That one just needs to be stout and powered up for a market hog for me today. As we round out the class with the three coming out, ones that are just going to be fixed from a structural standpoint. If you would, let's give them kids a round of applause on a good first class.
The results of Class 1 Berkshires. First place goes to Abby Pfizer from Meade County. Second place, Gentry Ward from Miami County. In third, we have Haverick Sowers from Finney County. Fourth place, Kenan Merrill from Finney County. In fifth place, we have Sadie Wessel from Marshall County. Sixth place, Blake Stedham from Rooks County. Seventh place, Camden Croft from Haskell County.
Another good pair here on the top end, and this young lady kind of runs away with this class. When you talk about show bear proportions, that one's big up high, his body cavity's near ideal, not the perfect in terms of the top of his crest, but in this particular class, I think all of his extras needs to go ahead and win. Young lady's got a nice practical bear that's going to be in 2. I think he's flat in his lines. He's got enough muscle. Just didn't think he had the bells and whistles to go ahead and run with that one that wins, but a good Barrow in his own right. One coming out 3, if I could change that one's neck and head placement, I think we can make an argument to get him a little higher because I like a lot of things about him. Stepping behind him, I just didn't think he had the horsepower as a 2 ahead of him, but good Barrow in his own right. The young lady should be proud of that one. The ones we're going to round out the class with, I just didn't think they had enough horsepower when you step in behind them. Barrow gets a little bit rounder out of his hip. Young ladies there in a round out, just need to see a little more of them today. If you would, let's give them a round of applause.
The results of Class 2. Kinley Hikus won that class from Johnson County. Second place, Gentry Kreitzer from Wichita County. Third place goes to Sarah Windland from Riley County. Fourth, Roper Leffert from Dickinson County. Fifth place, Winnie Dunbar from Franklin County. In sixth place, we have Ava Brown from Dickinson County.
A good pair of them out here, and you start studying them at the ground and start studying what they have just in terms of real muscle. I think there's one out here that's just packed full of product and still gives you a good enough look from the side. He ain't the biggest, but I think he's dang sure the best. Young lady out that first class is going to be your champion. Maybe gets a little more challenging out here for reserve and where you want to be. I think there's another one that's maybe just a little smoother in his look, a little more smoother in his lines. Young lady out of that last class will be your reserve. Congratulations.
Breed champion Berkshire goes to Abby Pfizer from Meade County. Reserve goes to Kinley Hikus from Johnson County. They receive awards sponsored by the champion Grund Livestock, and the sponsors for reserve, Emprise Bank.
Well, a very good top end here in this Duroc class, and I sit out here and watch these things go across the ring and where I want to be all day. And I know there's some give and take. If my class winner just had a little more of the seat of his pants, man, I can run away with this one pretty quickly. That thing is so intriguing from the side, from his neck and throat latch to be that good, that sure-footed, and that proportional from the side. His body cavity and shape up high is second to none in this class. Again, if he just had a little more in the seat of his pants, I think it becomes that much easier. But a very, very good class winner. Young lady in 2, I wanted to gravitate to this one very, very quickly because that one's shortness of back, thickness of skull, and see that proportional from the side where he isn't as good as the one that wins. Didn't think he was quite as fresh right there in his loin. Didn't think he blended quite as good from the side. But, man, that's being critical on a very, very good second place Duroc Barrow. 1 and 3 ran into a buzzsaw of a class because he's got the design and look of the one that wins. You step on top of this one. I thought he got a little more vanilla in his shape. I didn't think he had quite the body cavity and spread in terms of his forerib and upper rib shape as the one that wins. Then he step off to the side. I didn't think his angles to his shoulder were quite as good as the other two, but that's being critical on another very, very good red barrel of that young man's. The one coming out next is another good one in his own right, short-backed, bulky. I didn't think that one, for as much spread as he has from behind, matched down low, that one needs to be stouter at the ground to move him any higher. Young lady's got another real good designed one. Didn't think his hind leg and his rear foot were quite as big to match him. Didn't think his chest and everything was quite as spread open. But, hey, it's a good class. Let's give all these kids a round of applause as they head out.
The results of Class 3 Durocs. First place goes to Kelton Grasser from Rice County. In second place, we have Gentry Ward from Miami County. In third place, Liam Englert from Washington County. Fourth place, Noel Messner from Montgomery County. In fifth place, we have Rietta Leffert from Dickinson County. Sixth place, McKenna Beaker from Miami County. Seventh, Piper Perkins from Montgomery County. In eighth place, Shelby Cosby from Neosho County. Finally, in ninth place, Adeline Buchanan from Pottawatomie County. Results of Class 3. Following this class, we'll have our champion drive for Durocs, and those awards are sponsored by Sylvan Sales Commission.
Another interesting class here, and freshest may be kind of some of our concern on these heavier weight bears, but these two surface to the top very handily for me. And I'll be honest with you, when it comes down to it, Market Hog is what it comes down to. Simply the one that wins, it just has more to him. That one's stouter. When you get in right behind him, I think that one's fresher up high, fresher through his neck and head. Maybe not the most relaxed in terms of his rear foot, but I think in this setting, he needs to go ahead and win. An absolutely unique one that comes out next. I'd like to see what this one looked like a couple months ago because he's got so many wild and far-reaching pieces. Today, that one needs more spread. That one needs to be fresher about his head, better on his front feet. But, man, where that one's good, he's very, very unique. My congratulations to him. One coming out next worked his way up. I just thought that one was better built, better through his chest than the one that comes in behind him. That one needs to be square in terms of his hip. Needs a little more center fill to go any higher today, especially to run with that top pair. Young man that's coming out next, a good fundamentally correct one. That one just needs more foot. That one needs more bone to run any higher. As we round out the class, I talked to those exhibitors. We just need to see a little more Market Hog essentials to them to get them any higher. Let's give them kids a round of applause as they head out.
The results of Class 4. First place goes to Aubrey Bevins from Finney County. Second place goes to Mason Ebert from Ottawa County. In third, we have Harper Mitchell from Jackson County. Fourth place, Jerry Sand from Osage County. Fifth place, Jayton Bogdan from Elk County. Sixth place, Tyler Williams from Osage County. And seventh place goes to Isabel Wright from Riley County.
Well, a good pair out here, but simply, in my opinion, it's a one-horse race. That young man that comes out of the first class will be your champion. Bring that bear this second in class, man. I thought that was a tough pair and where you wanted to be as a judge out here and where we're going to set the pace for the rest of the day. In my opinion, he's the second best. Congratulations to her.
Lost. Champion Duroc shown by Kelton Grasser, and reserve champion was shown by Gentry Ward. Our Hampshire champion will receive an award sponsored by Sylvan Sales Commission, and the reserve champion award is sponsored by the Kansas Junior Livestock Drovers Group.
Well, a challenging class, not because the quality isn't here, just where you want to be and where I want to be throughout the day again. And ultimately, the one that wins does so for fun. I think he's a combination bear of all three we have out here. He's the squarest and truest when you step in behind him. Still plenty of shape up high, drives right at you, and he's got plenty of chest floor and plenty of look for me. I just thought his range of motion and squareness needs to go ahead and win. Man, I love the design of the bear that's going to come in too, and I just kept him driving because I just want to see if he had just enough. And for me, in this setting, he does. I can't wait to see what this one will look like in another 30, 40 days because his design is flawless, his feet, his toes. For this breed, I think that one can go a long ways. He just didn't have enough horsepower to run with that one that wins today. Young lady brings us a really, really good one, and this is the one I want to gravitate towards because he's got so much. When you step on top of him, he's got so much spread out of the back side of his shoulder. Stepping behind him, I got to redesign that hind leg. That one pushes the limits just a little too far for me, but man, if we could do that, we can certainly make an argument to make him higher. Young lady coming out next, I just couldn't get this bear to relax in his spine. We do that, I think we can make another argument because that one's so neat in front of his blade. He's got a big chest in him. His hind leg's square enough. That one just needs to be better out of the top side of his hip. Needs to blend better in his top line to go any higher. Young man coming out next is another one I wanted to work up. So I thought his design was good. That one just wanted to get a little too uncoordinated from behind. Couldn't get him pieced together from the side and balance standpoint. As we round out the class, ones we just need to fix in terms of structure, maybe need to see a little more to them. If you would, let's give that class a round of applause.
Results of the Hamp class. Breed champion goes to Wyatt Requa from Harvey County. Reserve breed champion goes to Ty Ebert from Ottawa County. Then in third place, we have Amelia Spears from Dickinson County. Anna Holt, also from Dickinson's in fourth. Fifth place goes to Colton Metzler from Ellis. Sixth place goes to Colby Jones from Pottawatomie. Seventh place goes to Camden Croft from Haskell. In eighth, we have Kenna Croft, also from Haskell. In ninth place, we have Evelyn Flory from Franklin County. Results of your Hampshire breed. In this class, the champion Poland will receive an award sponsored by the Eastern Kansas Swine Show Series. Reserve Champions Award is sponsored by the Kansas Junior Livestock Drovers Group.
Another good pair of them out here in the pull-in drive, and ultimately the champion's going to be just a shot fresher. I think that one's fresher when you get him right on top of him. I thought he handled his hind leg and where he put his hind leg to the ground at the arena surface just a shot better than the one in reserve. Probably not just as bulky in terms of his shape up high and just his rear muscle standpoint, but I think that one's just from a design standpoint needs to go ahead and win. Man, I love the shape and the muscle of the young lady's bear that's going to be reserved. If I could just get him to relax and handle that hind leg with a shot more comfort and ease, I think we can certainly make an argument. But those are two nice pull-ins to go grand and reserve. Third and fourth got a little challenging for me. Ultimately, I thought the one and third just had a little more shape to him when you study him right from behind. The one and four, that one just needs to be a little better off his rear foot, give him more flair in the seat of his pants. If you would, let's give those exhibitors a big round of applause.
Results of your polling class. Breed champion goes to Isabel Wright from Riley County. Reserve breed goes to Alexis Hummel from Pottawatomie County. In third place, we have Roper Leffert from Dickinson County. Fourth place, we have Coy Beasley from Rooks County.
Well, another good class. Gravitate to the one that wins pretty quickly when he comes out the gate. That one's a natural head carriage, flatness of back, and silken motor off both ends of his skeleton. I think that's a nice place to start. The 1 and 2, packed full of muscle, gets a little quicker in terms of maturity, maybe not as good in terms of his head and neck placement. But man, you want to talk about powder hog, that's it. Another nice place to go first and second in this class. 3 and 4 maybe got a little more challenging. I'd like to give this, the young ladies get Barrow in third. A little bit square in terms of his hind leg. That one needs to be busted open just a shot better in terms of his rib cage and his body cavity. But another nice bear that gives you a good look from the side. Another powerhouse hog is going to round out the class. That one needs to be relaxed on his rear feet. Maybe handle the arena surface just a shot better. But a good class. Give them kids a round of applause as they head out.
Champion and reserve champion spot Barrow awards are sponsored by the Kansas Junior Livestock Drovers Group. That being said, if anyone out there would like to sponsor, because Drover's kind of the fallback group, boys and girls, so there's anybody out there would like to sponsor some of these awards, be sure and get a hold of some of the show management and let them know. This is a pretty worthy cause. I know we're all asked to contribute to a lot of different things, but we're all here because we believe in this show and we believe in the young people that we're raising. So if you're looking for a place to sponsor, or you know people who would like to sponsor, please let them know. And the results of our first class of spots, Makina Beaker from Miami County won that class. Hayden Englert was second. Third place is Julia Hopkins from Greeley County. And in fourth place, Adeline Davis from Barton County.
Good class of him again, and this one that wins, man, that thing's packed full of muscle, still gives you a good look from the side. He's a little edgy when you get right behind him, but man, I can take it with that much flexibility and having that much top, still gives you a good fresh look from the side. I think that one needs to win the class. The 1 and 2 has probably the same amount of muscle as the one that wins. The one that gets it, the thing that gets him beat, didn't think he was as flexible from behind, didn't think his blade set in him as relaxed as the one that wins. But man, talk about muscle and power and design, that one needs to be 2. The 1 and 3 just runs out of horsepower compared to the 2 ahead of him. That one needs more spread and dimension when you get right on top of him. Didn't think he had just quite as much flair when you step in behind him in terms of stifle muscle, but that one's got a good body cavity. It gives you a good enough look from the side. I thought he needed to be in the 3 hole. The one coming out next, again, awesome body, neat looking. The young man drives the wheels off him. Didn't think he was as sturdy from behind. Didn't think he was just as capable of getting out and going out of his rear hip and hind leg as the ones ahead of him, but a good bear in his own right. As we round out the class, bears that we just need to fix in terms of structure, need to give them a little more to them to hit the ring today. If you would, let's give those kids a big round of applause.
The results of Class 8 spot. First place goes to Luke Graber from Reno County. Second place, Mason Ebert, Ottawa County. In third, we have Kennedy Keatley from Pottawatomie County. In fourth, Grayson Noderman from Lane County. In fifth place, Gage Kilgore from Osage County. And in sixth place, John Schlechter from Clay County.
Well, a good pair of them out here for your champion and reserve spot, and I think it's flipping coin on where you want to be. I guess for me, there's one that's a little more sturdy in terms of his hind leg placement. I think just the way his stifle joint and his muscle is a little more relaxed, and the way he can get out and go with yet still having plenty up top. Young lady out of that first class will be your champion. Bring that second place in that class back out. And again, another powerful one. Talked to him in class. I didn't know if he was just a little too mature, just in terms of quickness and maturity, but one that's packed full of muscle, big chest, big round rib. I guess there's another one that pushed that champion pretty hard. If I could redesign his hind leg just a shot, I didn't think it was going to be close. Young man that was wins that last class to be reserved. Congratulations.
First call, class 10, light AOB. First call, class 10, light AOB.
Breed champion shown by McKenna Beaker. Reserve breed shown by Luke Graber. No. Our champion Dark AOB Barrow will receive an award sponsored by the Sylvan Sales Commission. And the reserve award is sponsored by the Drovers.
Real high quality pair of them out here. We got a Hereford and Tamworth. Ultimately, the Tamworth's going to win. Man, I love that thing. Shortness of back, range of motion, stepping behind him. That thing's still got plenty enough. Still gives you a good look from the side. I think it's a high quality one to go ahead and win. I love the design of the Hereford Bear that's coming in too. Pinned him right away initially just because that look and silhouette. He balances. I love his lower body proportions, and his spine still stays right. Where he runs into troubles when I step in right behind him. Didn't think he had quite as much as our champion. Study him at the ground. I didn't think he was just as durable and stout right there, and his rear foot is the one that wins. But man, one's built like that, never go out of style. A good one to go reserve. Young man coming in 3. If I could just square that one up in terms of his pin set, get him to relax just a shot better, I think we can make an argument because that one's big chested. He's got an awesome look from the side. That one just gets a little too round in his hip to go any higher today. We round out the class with another Tamworth Barrow that looks like he's done very good for this young man. That one just needs a little more in terms of bone and footwork. That one needs a little more when I step in right behind him. But a good class of high quality ones. Let's give him a round of applause.
First call, class 11, Yorks. First call, class 11, Yorks.
The results of our dark AOB class, champion in that class goes to Sheldon Weber from Shawnee County. Reserve champion goes to Grace Redding from Coffee County. Then in third place, we have Kenan Merrill from Finney County. In fourth place, Warren Rohde from Republic County.
Second call, class 11 York. Second call, class 11 York.
Our AOB awards, light AOB awards, are sponsored by the Drovers.
Man, tough pair of them up here on the top side and where your priorities lay. Ultimately, the one that wins is just pieces together from the side and a balance standpoint. That one, he's stepping behind him. I think he's got a big square rear leg. I rated his arm and front foot to be a shot better. Thought he's a shot better right behind his blade. I think one that still's got plenty of shape up high. I think just his body and his proportions from the side need to go ahead and win this class. 1 and 2 is presented and drove into a T. Step on top that one. That one, I think he's got a big ditch rolling in him. That one from the side, I just need to piece together a shot better right there in his loin, right there at the top of his crest and where his neck lays in. I didn't read him to be just quite as stout and durable right there in his front arm and front foot as our class winner, but man, that's a high quality pair to be real nitpicky on. The 1 and 3 runs into 2 buzzsaw of a class. One's pushing maybe just a little bit bark, too much lower belly for me. Young lady's getting all she can out of that barrow. If you would, help me congratulate those 3 exhibitors on an awesome trio.
In the light AOB class, the winner was Landon Beats from Osborne County. Second place goes to Kaiser Nemechek from Allen County. And in third place, we have Evelyn Flory from Franklin County. Our Champion Yorkshire Award will be sponsored by Stroman Show Pigs, and the Reserve Champion Yorkshire will be sponsored by Hiltner Livestock.
Another good pair here on the top end, and I love the freshness and design of this bear that's going to win, just in terms of his body shape and his rib cage. Get off to the side. I think he paints you a good picture from the side. That one needs to be a little longer hipped and a little longer rumped, but man, that's being critical on one that can still get out. He's still square, coming and going off both ends. I just thought his added freshness at the top side of his crest wins the class. I liked a lot of things about this young lady's Barrow in second when he first came out. That's a mobile, dense one. You step off to the side, I think that one's jump muscle sets a little too high. I think at top of his crest gets him in trouble. Get off to the side. I didn't think he just balanced up in his top line as well as our class winner. One coming out in 3, man, I like a lot of things about. Needs a few more days on feed. His design is flawless. I love it, his reach and his hip and his hind leg. That one needs more at the seat of his pants. That one needs to be bigger in terms of his pin set to run in a market show today. But, man, a bright future for that young lady in that Barrow looking ahead. Young man coming out next, same design, same look. That one needs more. I didn't think he was just as big in terms of his rear foot as the one right ahead of him. But, man, that one thing's look and design. Needs a little more rib cage, need a little more at the seat of his pants. Again, I think that one with some maturity could be real fun. Young lady's Barrow coming out next. I wish his front feet were just a shot better because I can get behind this one just in terms of shape, just in terms of his range of motion from behind. That one's got to go better off his front end to make him go any higher today. Young lady that's going to round out the class. Good designed one. That one just needs more flair up top. That one needs more from the seat of his pants to get any higher. A good class. Let's congratulate these kids as they head out.
The results of Class 11. Anna Higby from Franklin County won it. In second place, Lily Wilson from Obunsee County. In third, Hadley Huseman from Ellsworth. In fourth, Hunter Hurt from Allen. In fifth place, Kenna Croft from Haskell. Sixth, Harper Lujano from Harvey.
Man, another good class with a lot of give and take. Ultimately, I just love the design of this bear that's going to go ahead and win. His flexibility and the way he matches his bone to his muscle and everything just blends in proportion so good. Man, not as stout when you get it right on top of him, but I think that one's got plenty enough going away. Hawk stays secure. I just think his design and levelness out of his hip needs to win this class. This one that comes in two, man, this one's ripped up, opened up off both ends of his skeleton. That one is so stout when you get behind him, still stays secure. That one gets a little too round in his muscle makeup. That one needs to be stouter at the ground to match everything he has up high. But, man, that's a big muscled, awesome market hog to go in, too. The one coming out 3 worked his way up just in terms of his flexibility from behind. That one needs to be better on his front feet. That one needs to be taller at the point of his shoulder. But there back, I can get into that one just from his length of hip standpoint, the angle to his hind leg. We just need to redesign his front end skeleton to go any higher. Young man coming out next, another one that's got a good look to him. Young man drives the wheels off him. That one needs to be stouter at the ground. That one needs to blend the proportion better from the side to go any higher. Young man's getting everything out of that Barrow. I commend him for that. Young lady that's going to round out the class, a big ripped up one. That one needs to go better off both ends of his skeleton to get any higher. If you would, help me congratulate these kids on another awesome class.
The results of Class 12. First place in that class goes to Hayden Englert from Washington County. Second place, Gatlin Scott from Montgomery County. In third place, Cassie Vitt from Neosho County. In fourth, Eli Atkinson from Rooks County. In fifth place, we have Peyton Stockybrand from Woodson County.
Well, a good pair of Yorkshire Bears out here. These young ladies are driving the wheels off. I think they're a lot alike in a lot of different ways. Ultimately, I think there's one that's maybe got a little more from behind just in terms of muscle and actual dimension. And I think he takes just a shot longer step when you step off to the side of him. Young lady out of that last class will be your champion. Congratulations. Bring that bear this second in class. I thought that was a tough pair and where you wanted to be, and he's definitely certainly gets in the mix when you bring him back out here. We talked that lightweight or that first class. Man, that one's look from the side. We questioned him if he just had a long enough hip and he had just enough from behind in a market hog scenario, and that's still a question for me today. I guess for me, where I feel comfortable and where we're at in terms of maturity and where we're at as market hogs, we got to go with this young man that's second in that class. Congratulations.
Champion shown by Hayden Englert. Reserve champion was shown by Gatlin Scott.
Well, what a way to kick off this crossbred show. And if it's anything like this class, it's going to be a real fun day. This top pair are absolutely killer in terms of look and design. Ultimately, the one that wins, man, I call that thing a two-stepper. 2 steps in the ring, and this class was over. That thing's design, his look from the side, get on top of that thing. He is so busted open in terms of his rib shape and the work, the blade he's got working on the shape he's got working on the backside of his blade on top of that thing. That thing's an absolute track star when you get out here. Still stay square and secure off both ends of his skeleton. I think that's a neat one to go ahead and start. The one in second's no slouch because that one's my speed in terms of body and rib shape. I didn't think he pieced together quite as good from the side in terms of length of body proportions. Didn't think his loin was quite as fresh when you get on top of him. But man, big chested, bold made, awesome presented, awesome design. Young lady did a great job with that one. Young man coming in 3 runs into a buzzsaw of a class. You talk about a muscle hog when you step on top of him, but still staying secure from behind. That one got a little rounder when I got off to the side of him. I didn't think he was quite as neat in terms of his neck and head placement as the 2 ahead of him, but man, bold chested, stout from behind, still secure, just runs into 2 heaters ahead of him. The one that comes out next, a lot like our 3rd place, that one's stout, he's functional. Getting behind him, I need to redesign his hawk to get him any higher. That one wants to push and shove a little more east and west, and I prefer ideal. We do that, I think we can make an argument, because I thought his neck and head was a shot fresher than the one ahead of him. His hawk design wasn't quite as good. The one coming out next, another good design, one that has some shape. That one needs to be a shot more secure from the side. That one needs to go just a shot better when you ask him to go in motion from behind. But man, big shape, neat looking, awesome presented one. Just needs to see a little more of him as well. Well, young lady brings another good presented one coming out next. Didn't think he had quite the relaxation in terms of his spine as the ones ahead of him. When I stepped in behind him, I didn't think he had just the rear foot circumference. Didn't think he had quite the flare in terms of stifle muscles, the ones ahead of him. But man, young lady's getting everything she can out of that Barrow. My congratulations to her. Hey, it's a good class. Let's give these kids a round of applause as they head out.
We're missing Kenzie Martinez in class 14. Kenzie Martinez, class 14 is going in.
The results of Class 13. First place goes to Gentry Ward from Miami County. Second place, Bretta Goss from Ellsworth County. In third, Raleigh Withnow Dickinson. Fourth, Rhett Tiernan Dickinson. In fifth place, Sheldon Weber, Shawnee. Sixth, Hadley Huseman, Ellsworth. Seventh, Layla Pickering from Dickinson County. Eighth goes to Riot Requa from Harvey County. Ninth, Kenzie Miller from Obunsee County. And in 10th place, Cora Welch from Cherokee County.
Man, tough class here on the top end of this thing. And again, it's where I want to be in terms of priorities. And ultimately, the young ladies bear that wins. Man, that one's the squarest, and he's the truest coming and going. I think still fresh up high, gives you a good look from the side. Real fresh in terms of his body cavity. Maybe not the smoothest in terms of his jump muscle and his loin edge. But man, I just think his squareness from behind needs to win this class. I'll be honest with you, the 1 and 2 is giving me troubles because I absolutely love this thing from a design standpoint. That thing's shortness of body, roundness of rib, look in front of his blade. Take that one to the ground, man. That one's got some big paws. Get in behind him. We got to reconstruct that hind leg. If we do that, he runs away with this class. That one's got to be better in terms of his hock placement. That one's got to be more inside himself to win this class. But, man, that thing is so intriguing in so many areas. He's real close to being real good. The one coming out 3, I just thought his skeleton was better than the one coming behind him. I thought his chest was bolder, front feet were better. That one gets a little drier in the center portion of his body. Didn't think his loin is quite as fresh as the ones ahead of him, but that's a neat bear that's got some future to him. Young man's done an awesome job. One coming out 4, busted open, coming and going. That one gets too flat on all fours for me. Gets a little longer and piecier from the side. Awesome bodied, awesome shape. Needs to go a little better off his front feet. Young lady's got a real nice meat potatoes type of bear that comes in next. One that'll never get you in trouble. That one just doesn't have the look in front of his blade as the ones ahead of him. But man, that one's hip and hind leg and body cavity is awesome. Just to make him better looking from the side. Young man coming out next can absolutely drive the wheels off him. I just thought this barrel got a little too stilty. Didn't think his pin set and upper hip was quite as big as the ones ahead of him. Maybe got a little more bland and vanilla from behind when I studied his muscle shape and texture. Young lady coming out next. Just need to freshen this one up in terms of muscle and body. That one got a little plain off both ends of his skeleton. Didn't see him with the bells and whistles as the ones ahead of him. Young lady that's coming out next. I wanted to like this barrel. This one pushes the edges a little too much for me. Just need to square him up from behind. If you would, let's give these kids a big round of applause. A good class to work through.
Results of Class 14, Kinsey Martinez won it from Scott County. Second place, Gatlin Scott from Montgomery County. In third place, we have Ryan Mojo from Brooks County. Fourth place goes to Tucker Goss from Ellsworth County. In fifth place, we have Hadley Chase from Dickinson County. Sixth place, we have Creo Spears from Dickinson County. Seventh place, we have Naomi Pfizer from Meade County. In eighth place, we have Lily Wilson from Wabaunsee County. Ninth goes to Charles Lee from Dickinson County. 10th, Weston Sukup from Ellsworth County.
Another fun class to sort through. And I think we got some extras here on the top end just in terms of density and bone and, again, where you want to be on structure. Ultimately, the one that wins does so. I think he's just the most complete when you study him from the side. I like to make him a shot longer hipped. But when you step in behind him, I think he stays the most secure. I think he's truest from hip hop to ground with plenty of shape, plenty of freshness up top. A nice barrel to go ahead and win. A big short back, round ribbed one that's going to go into. Love his range of motion from the side. Again, getting behind him. That one pushes a little too much limits for me when you step in and study his hock design. And with that, I could take a little more of that. That one needs more at the seat of his pants. Needs to be broader in terms of his pin set to push that many limits for me today. Young lady, if you could just sit there and take a picture of this Barrow in 3, I think you'd have a lot of fans because that one's dense, he's burly, he's hairy, he gives you a good look from the side. That one gets a little too short stepping for me to go any higher today, and I think it stems from his hip. If we can make that thing a little longer hip, I think he gets a little longer striding with that, but man, that thing's got some unique pieces to be in the 3-hole. Young lady with the black Barrow coming out next, he hit a buzzsaw of a top trio. That one's bold chested, is big in terms of his rib shape. You get on top of that one. That one's got a big fresh back laid in him. Stepping behind him, he gets a little coarser in terms of his joints. That one doesn't have as much real muscle, real market hog muscles, the ones ahead of him, but a square made, bulky one that needed to be in the 4-hole. The one coming out next is a nice design barrow. Didn't think he had the bells and whistles just in terms of bone and foot shape. Didn't think he pieced together quite as good from the side, but one that's square and he's true, got some shape, got some market hog fundamentals. The young lady coming out next, another bold made one in terms of rib cage and body cavity. That one gets too stale when I get on top of him. Didn't think his upper rib shape was quite as good as the one right ahead of him. That one needs to take a longer step when you get in from the side. Young lady that's coming out next, another one that's got awesome in terms of body shape and body cavity. Gives you a good look from the side. Maybe just runs out of feature, runs out of flair when you step in behind him. That one just needs to be stouter coming and going off both ends of his skeleton. Let's give these kids a big round of applause as they head out.
The results of Class 15. First place goes to Ty Allen from Johnson County. Second place goes to Gatlin Scott from Montgomery County. In third, we have Aubrey Bevins from Finney County. In fourth place, Hadley Huseman from Ellsworth. In fifth place, Cash Bidwell from Elk. In sixth place, Gracie Bailey from Leavenworth. Seventh, Natalie Schlechter from Clay. Eighth place, Evelyn Flory from Franklin. In ninth, Ellie Kramer from Woodson County. And in 10th place, Kinsey Miller from Wabaunsee County. If we have anyone here that participated in the lead contest, they are going to announce the winners at the conclusion of the beef showmanship. I think they said they thought they would end up about 12:15 or so. So if any of you were participants in the lead, Kansas Junior Livestock lead program contest, the announcements will be made on that at 12:15 over to Beef Arena.
Design, body, and rib shape's going to go ahead and lead this class off with. The young lady's got a fresh made Barrow. You step off to the side of him. I think he pieces together a shot better than the Barrow in two. That one's got a fresh neck and head on him, a bold chest. Stepping behind him, I think he's got plenty enough muscle in this particular situation. Gets out and goes relatively well. A nice Barrow to go ahead and win. Man, a lot of outlier pieces in the one and two. That one needs to be fresher in terms of his body shape. That one needs to be fresher by the lower portion of his body. Need to fill him in. Just a shot right there in his heart, make it a little fresher headed, but that thing is stout in terms of his foot and his bone. Get on top of that one. That one's got an awesome upper pin set. That one could be just a shot square from behind, but he's packing a lot of muscle, and I'll give that up. Young lady coming out in three, I like this one's design. I think this one will never go out of style, because when you start breaking this Barrow down, man, it gives you a good look. He's fresh in terms of his body. Get on top of him. That one's got a big raw back in him with plenty of rib shape and body to go with it. In terms of the two ahead of him, I thought he maybe ran out of just foot and bone and overall power and ring and bells and whistles. But man, pigs like that never go out of style. Young lady's done an awesome job with him. The one coming out next, I worked his way up. That's real muscle. That's real shape. That one got a little piece here in his loin. Thought he wanted to search this little east and west for me from behind. But again, muscle and shape, he needed to be in that hole. Young lady coming out next, got this most out of this Barrow. I never seen this one pick the head up out of the top side of his skeleton. He's a little naturally lower fronted, gets a little rounder in his muscle, but big in terms of shape, awesome in terms of presentation. Congratulations to her. Young lady coming out next does an awesome job driving one. A big tail root, good looking, long bodied. That one needs to be stouter at the ground. That one needs to go better off his hip and hind leg to go any higher. If you would, let's congratulate these kids as they head out. Nice job. Nice job, guys.
We're getting close enough that.
Results of Class 16. First place goes to Ruby Coleman from Dickinson County. Second place, Haverick Sowers from Finney County. Third, Lila Winchester from Stevens County. Fourth place, Tinley Higgins from Morton County. In fifth, we have Ellie Nelson from Butler County. Sixth place, we have Riata Leffert from Dickinson County. Seventh place, Grace Redding from Coffee County. Eighth place, Bria Stedham from Rooks County. And ninth place, Harbor Lujano from Harvey County.
Well, tough class here, and this gets fun. It really does. And again, where you want to lay your priorities, I'm the one that has to sleep with it at night and drive home for 3 hours and think of what I did. I want to be the most comfortable I can be and stay true of what I've done all weekend. In my opinion, there's one out here that does that just in terms of look, design, function, still having some extras. Man, is that one just good enough off his rear leg? I think his range of motion when we started this class and length of hips all right. I drove him just a shot longer. His angles read so good. I think he's bust up high. I think your proportions a shot better than the Barrow in 2. I think he's more durable at the surface. I think his arm and foot blends just a shot better. I think that's a good one to go ahead and win this class. The 1 and 2 hit me hard when he first came out. Just his look, man, you get on top of that one. I challenge you to find a bigger, fresher back in one. When we start letting these things go and you start breaking them down, is that one just as durable? Is that one just as tough when you study him at the surface? Is his jump muscle blend just as good when you get him off to the side? I thought he started to break down just a shot right behind his blade compared to where his hip lays. But, man, that's an awfully good pair that you can pick apart any way you want. The 1 and 3 is the one I wanted to gravitate to real fast because that one's hard to make, hard to build. The longer the drive went on, he wanted to search a little east and west. I couldn't get him to proportion from the side quite as good as them other two. Gets a little flatter up front, but, man, where that one's good, he's awfully unique. That one just needs a proportion and to get a little better in terms of driving time. The one coming out next, the Long Lady's All Black Barrow. Love where his tail set sits on top of his hip. Gives you such a good look from the design. That thing's dense when he's taking him to the ground. I didn't think his upper rib cage was quite as good as the 3 ahead of him. Didn't think he just blended in terms of neck and head placement as the ones ahead of him. But young lady should be proud of that Barrow. She heads out the ring. Calico caught the scale real fast when he came out. I just saw his body proportions and look from the side. He needed to get a pen. His rear leg and the way he can get out and go is plenty good. That one wants to fall apart in his spine. I didn't think he was as fresh in terms of his neck and head placement. The young lady's done an awesome job getting that one to the ring and getting him drove. Young man's bear that comes out next, again, falls into a buzzsaw of a class. He's got muscle. He's got shape. Didn't think he was as sturdy on his front feet as the ones ahead of him. Maybe needs a little more upper body shape to run any higher. The young lady drove the wheels off this one and drove him up to where he's at. Long the drive went on. Couldn't get this one just to relax in his upper pin set. Didn't think he was quite as long out of the rear side of his leg or out the rear side of his hip. That one could use just a shot more muscle, but young lady's done an awesome job. If you would, let's give these kids a round of applause. Fun class to sort through.
Results of Class 17. First place goes to Kate Hikus from Johnson County. Second place, Ryan Mojo from Rooks County. Third place, Gentry Ward. Fourth place, Ryland Nichols. By the way, Gentry is from Miami County. Ryland's from Butler County. In fifth place, we have Miles McCracken from Wyandotte County. In sixth, Cole Woken from Neosho County. Seventh, Cassie Vitt from Neosho County. Eighth, Harper Mitchell from Jackson County. Ninth, Eerily Flanagan from Morton County. In 10th place, Keegan Roth from Butler County. In 11th place, we have Cheyenne Davis from Bunsey County. Results of Class 17.
a good class, and I like things about both these barrows here in 1 and 2, and ultimately the most comfortable one that still has shape. He's got body, he's got spread, and man, when that thing drives at you, he's like a Mack truck. Carries it all the way back to his forerib, carries it all the way back to the top side of his blade. You step in behind him, I think he's got more security. He's got more flex off his rear too, and especially when you study his front end angles and just the way he can get out and travel the ring, I think that's a nice barrow to go ahead and win. Man, young man, I really wanted to get into this barrow because there's so many things I like about him. That thing's fresh, and for as long-bodied as he is, he carries it so well. He's fresh in terms of his body. I love his lower body proportions. When I asked that thing to come right at me, he's the most narrow, and I think as the longer drive went on, he wanted to get more insecure off both ends of his skeleton, but that's a fresh back, neat presented one. My congratulations to those two exhibitors. Young lady comes out in 3 again, runs into a buzzsaw of a class. I love that thing's proportions, and look from the side. That's a stout, neat mug that's still fresh. When I get on behind him, I think that one needs more rib shape. That one's lower body needs to be a little bit fresher for me today. And that's another one that has a lot of good things about him. Just ran into 2 that are a little more to him today. Young man coming out next did an awesome job at this barrow. Stepping behind this one is where he gets in trouble. That one needs more at the seat of his pants. He needs more lower body. He needs to be better in terms of his upper portion of his body and just his cavity. Young lady coming out next has another good designed one. That one just needs to go better from behind. That one's mug. He's got shape up high. Just gets a little too tight out of his hip and hind leg to go any higher. If you would, let's give these kids a round of applause on another fun class.
The results. First place goes to Kinley Hikus from Johnson County. Second place, Dawson Keys from Rooks County. Third place, Ruby Coleman from Dickinson County. Fourth place, Landon Betts from Osborne County. In fifth place, Haley Heatherman from Haskell County. Sixth place, Grayson Noterman from Lane County. In seventh, we have Cora Wendland from Riley County. Eighth place goes to Shaylee Varing from Marshall County.
Another good class. Young lady wins this class and does so pretty easily in my mind. Talk about proportions and putting the best together in terms of hip and hind leg. That one gets out and gives you such a good look from the side. Get in behind him. I think he's got plenty at the bottom side of his skeleton. I think get on top of him. He's real fresh. I think that one's just proportions and balance and completeness. Needs to go ahead and win. The 1 and 2, I wish I could just get to grab another gear. Can't really read what his skeleton really wants to do on this surface. Get off to the side of him. I think he's got a good enough look. That one could be stouter at the ground, where I thought he needs to be 2. I think he had more shape and dimension on the top side of his skeleton than the 1 and 3. 1 and 3 gives you a good look from the side. I love his body. His proportions are very good. Stepping behind him, I just didn't think he had enough show pig there to get any higher today. The young lady has a nice presented one that's going to come out next. That one gets a little stilty from behind. That one gets a little too straight in his blade for me to get him any higher, but young lady's done an awesome job with him. One's coming out next. We need to redesign some structure issues. One's got muscle, one's got shape. They just need to go a little better off both ends of their skeleton, get any higher today. If you would, let's congratulate them kids as they head out.
Okay. Does that work? Yeah. So you still got one more class. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do it. It doesn't matter.
Placings in Class 19. First place goes to Anna Higby from Franklin County. Second place, Landon Beats from Osborne County. Third place, Tucker Goss from Ellsworth. Fourth place, Piper Ferris from Dickinson. Fifth place goes to Emma McCracken from Wyandotte County. And in sixth place, we have Kenna Croft from Haskell County.
Good way to round out here in this heavyweight class. And man, for being a heavyweight class, these things are fresh. And ultimately, the one that wins does so because I think his hind leg is just that much better. That one, you get on top of him, that has got a big, fresh back. His rib cage reads fresh and right. Still youthful and yet mature about his skull. I think that's a nice place to start. Young lady's got a short back, big ribbed one comes in next. Awesome presented, awesome designed. Stepping behind that one is where he gets in trouble for me. Need to redesign his hock structure to get any higher today. The one coming in third, I thought needed to catch a pen just in terms of hip and hind leg, start breaking him down. I thought he'd get a little harsher in his rib shape, a little harsher in his loin. Just needs to be filled out to be a heavyweight Barrow to run with those two ahead of him. Young lady coming out next, big bone, big backed. That one needs to be softer in terms of his body cavity. Needs to go just a shot better off his rear end. Young lady's black-headed Barrow coming out next. I like this one's design. That one needs to be stouter at the ground to run with the ones ahead of him. Young man's got a big muscle one coming out to round out the class. That one's got to be better on his hip and hind leg to go any higher. If you would, let's give them kids a big round of applause as we finish out these darks.
The results of Class 20. Noel Messner from Montgomery County won the class. Second place goes to Addison Allen from Johnson County. In third place, Jackson Bogdan from Elk County. In fourth, we have Paisley Perkins from Montgomery County. Fifth place, Avery Graber from Reno
and then
County.
there's Bovolus Vista Once SQ,
Tucker
the most
Davis
comprehensive respiratory vaccine covering
County.
more causes of BRD, including these two. No other vaccine covers both.
Pause
so for
here
more
for a
coverage,
moment.
make it Bovolus Vista Once SQ.
And when we come back, we'll choose our champion Dark Cross. And that award, the champion, is sponsored by the My Family Show Pigs. And the reserve, sponsored by Landry Black, Valley Brook Farm.
Well, if you would, let's give all these kids out here a big round of applause. Hey, this has been fun. I think quality ran deep through all these classes as we worked through them. Some tough decisions had to be made, and I wanted to stay true to myself on where I want to be in terms of making them built right and yet having as many extras as we can put on them. I guess as we get these back out here, Dan Hogue always told me if they're big enough to weigh, they're big enough to play. Young lady out of this light class will be your champion. Gets a shot closer for me for reserve. I guess there's a few nitpicky things you can pick on all these. I guess we haven't made a perfect one yet. And then there's another one out here that hit me hard. I think this one's dense. He's stout. I thought his front foot maybe got him just in trouble. Just a shot for the grand drive. My next favorite's this young lady right here. Congratulations.
Dark Cross champion went to Gentry Ward, and reserve was Anna Higby. I'll take this opportunity to thank our help here today, our judge, Jesse Hoblin. We appreciate his input and his decision making. It's a tough job to work out in that or out there in the chips all day. I guarantee you that. Particularly when you have a lot of big decisions that you have to make. We also want to thank the crew, from the check-in crew to the lineup crew back here to our show ring crew. All these people have helped make this show what it is today, and we really appreciate them coming here and being involved in this process. So I want to thank everybody, take that opportunity to thank everybody that's helped present this show.
a good way to start here in the light cross division. And I think the one that wins just balances better from the side. You ask that one to get out and go, and he can, and still stay true and square when you step in behind him. I think that one's rolled up high. Awesome fresh rib cage laid in him. I think a nice place to start. I like a lot of things about the young ladies bear that's going to come in too. A little more moderate, short back, big ribbed. Asked us put him on the side. I didn't think he balanced quite as good just in terms of where his loin sits. I didn't think he tied his neck quite as high at the top side of his skeleton as the one that wins. That's being picky on an awfully nice place, Barrow, to go into. One coming out 3, big ribbed, awesome feeding one. That one just needs a little more foot and bone to run with those ones ahead of him. I didn't think he had just as much real hog muscle when he stepped in behind him, but a good Barrow in his own right. Young man coming out next from the side is absolutely deadly. Need to fix that one when I get behind him. Need to stouten his mug up to make him go any higher today. As we round out the class, 2 bears that just get a little too stilty in the way they move off both ends of their skeleton. But a good class. Congratulations to them kids.
Class 21 placings. First place goes to Kate Hikus from Johnson County. Second place goes to Piper Perkins from Montgomery County. In third place, we have Sadie Wessel from Marshall County. Fourth, Ty Wood from Leavenworth County. In fifth, we have Zephyr Landahl from Marshall County. And in sixth place, we have Harper Luano from Harvey County.
Another good way to round out here in the light cross division. I thought the young man just swallows the others, and we talk about real muscle shape, getting behind him. He still tracks square enough where he blows the class away is his natural rib cage, natural shape up high. Get off to the side of him. I think still gives you a good enough look from the side, a nice place to start. Young Mansborough worked his way up here in third. I just thought his design and look from the side was a shot better than the one in third. I like his head shape. He drives right at me. I thought his chest and front foot was a shot square where he runs into trouble. I get right here on this angle. Thought he's a little harder in terms of his body. I thought he didn't have just quite as much shape when you step in right behind him. I just thought his design and look from the side was a shot fresher and a shot better than the one that's going to come out in three. When this one in three came out, I thought that one's got a useful hip and hind leg. I thought he was dense and he was shaggy when you study him. I didn't think his head and neck design was quite as good as the ones ahead of him. You start studying muscle. I thought he was the blandest in terms of his muscle shape compared to the top pair, but a bear that just in terms of look and design and freshness standpoint, he beats the 1 and 4. 1 and 4 is a up-headed, big-chested one. Need to fix him on the top side of his crest. Need to give him a shot more body. Needs to match in terms of his bone and foot size to run with those ones ahead of him. The one's going to round out the class, the bigger frame, longer outline Barrow. Just need to see more of them to run with the ones ahead of him today. If you would, let's give those kids a big round of applause as they head out.
The results of our final class, light cross. Kaiser Nemechek from Allen County won it. Second place, we have Warren Rohde from Republic County. In third, McKenna Beaker from Miami County. Fourth goes to Eli Atkinson from Rooks County. And fifth place goes to Cale Phipps from Butler County. Our champion cross award is sponsored by Sylvan Sales Commission, and a reserve light cross bearer awards sponsored by Doug and Kim Black of Valley Brook Farm.
Well, a good division out here, and I want to thank you guys for doing this in terms of a light cross thing. I think these blues need to be appreciated, and I think it's awesome that we can separate it from the darks and have another one out there for the grand drive. We get these two back out here. I do think there's one that maybe proportions just a shot better, gives you a shot better look from the side. Young lady out of that first class will have your champion light. No doubt the Barrow that comes in two out of that class has a bright future. A lot of good things about that one. That one just lacks maybe just a shot of maturity. I think the next best one out here, just in terms of real market hog shape, young man out of that second class will be your reserve. Congratulations. Nice try, buddy.
Our champion goes to Kate Hikus. Reserve goes to Kaiser Nemechek. Our grand champion Barrow today will receive an award sponsored by Essential Feeds. Reserve Grand Award is sponsored by Cody and Becky Chase. In the third overall Barrow will receive an award sponsored by Primo Feeds. And fourth and fifth Awards are sponsored by the Kansas Junior Livestock Show.
We can fire these things down for just a second. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for having me. It's been an absolute blast working through your young kids throughout the past couple days. And secondly, I want to thank my ring help and everybody that had anything to do with putting this on. This thing ran like a well-oiled machine, and we worked through these things as efficiently as we could. So if you would, let's give everybody a round of applause that had anything to do with this. I go through these things pretty quick and efficiently. I know what I want, I know what I like, and we get these things back out here, and I am super pumped. I thought the quality is good all the way through. We get back out here to these pigs. I think there's one out here that's an absolute baller. If he was in my barn, his name would be Michael Jordan. Let's fire these things up, and I'll get you champion. Again, quality's been fun. Again, I want to say a few more thank yous here before we select the last top five, or the reserve through fifth. I thank you again to my family for letting me have this opportunity and taking care of things at home. Obviously, my beautiful wife at home that had to work this weekend and support us as well. With that, there's another one out here that hit me awfully hard. Comes out of the same division. Young lady with that dark cross will be your reserve. Congratulations. Last time I get on the mic, thank you guys again. It's sure been a blast. Next best, young man with the red barrel. Congratulations.
And for the record, grand champion went to Gentry Ward, reserve on a Higby. Third place went to Kelton Grasser. Fourth, Kate Hikus. And fifth, Gentry Ward. Congratulations to all of our exhibitors. Have a safe trip home. See you next year.